नमस्कार दोस्तों, आपका स्वागत है मेरे YouTube चैनल ई बुक रिव्यू बाय साहिने में।
The story of my experiments with truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just a biography, is it?
Mm.
Not just a life story.
No, not at all. It's framed much more as a journey of thought, self-discovery, ethical searching.
Right. Like a shortcut, maybe,
Mhm.
to understanding some pretty deep principles about leadership integrity.
And what's really useful about the source material we're looking at, the excerpts, is that it functions almost like a summary and a review.
Okay.
So it gives us the essence of this huge, influential work in a really concentrated form. Like the key insights are right there for us.
Ready to be unpacked.
Yeah.
So what are we aiming to sort of unearth for you, the listener, today?
Well, I think we want to explore what made Gandhi's whole approach so revolutionary and how his personal journey, his experiments, offer lessons that still resonate. They feel universal, really.
So let's start unpacking that journey then. The autobiography itself, it covers his life from childhood
Up until his return to India, those formative years.
Yeah, and the source makes it clear this is where the real value is, right?
Absolutely. The core theme isn't just here's what happened, it's Gandhi's incredibly honest look at his experiments with truth.
Experiments with truth. What does that really mean in this context?
It means he meticulously documented his process, including, and this is key, his mistakes, his failures, what he learned from them.
Okay.
The source highlights how his time in London and then especially his struggles in South Africa.
Right, those were critical periods.
Exactly. They weren't just events, they were like crucibles. Places
Mhm.
where he tested ideas, learned, and eventually landed on nonviolence.
He describes all this very simply.
Very straightforwardly, according to the source.
Mhm.
Simple language, but profound experiences. He saw these as actual experiments in living ethically.
Now, here's where, for me, it gets really interesting. The source emphasizes the book's honesty.
Oh, yeah. Radical on it.
It's not just being truthful in a general sense, it's transparency.
Total transparency. That's what the source points to. Gandhi apparently writes, without concealing anything, weaknesses, mistakes, failures, it's all laid bare.
That's quite something.
It really is. It dismantles any kind of perfect image. It makes the whole thing feel incredibly raw and unfiltered.
And that creates a connection.
A very strong one. The source suggests it feels like you're just sitting there, talking with him, hearing his candid thoughts directly.
Wow. That personal connection must be powerful.
Extremely. It makes the whole experience very relatable despite, who he was.
So that honesty is a huge strength. But the source also mentions a potential challenge, something about the pace.
Ah, right. It does note that sometimes the pace of the book might feel a little slow. Deliberate, maybe?
Okay. So is that a downside, or how should you approach that as a reader?
Well, interestingly, the source kind of flips that. It suggests that the deliberate pace is actually part of the point.
How so?
It emphasizes that there's a new lesson, some insight hidden in almost every single chapter.
Oh,
So it's not really a book you're meant to rush through. It rewards patience. It's more of a meditative process.
like you're discovering the wisdom bit by bit.
Exactly. Unfolding gradually. You're kind of mirroring Gandhi's own process of discovering truth through his methodical, often slow experiments.
So embrace the pace, don't fight it.
That seems to be the advice, yeah. See it as an invitation to reflect.
Okay, so we've talked about the journey, the honesty, the pace.
Mm-hmm.
Let's zero in on the core principles. What does it all boil down to?
Right.
According to our source, what are the key lessons, the lasting ideas that come out of these experiments?
Well, the source distills a few really powerful takeaways. Obviously, there are the big ones. Truth, Satya, and nonviolence, Ahimsa.
The cornerstones.
Absolutely. But it's also about the active nature of it. Not just believing in truth, but constantly experimenting with it in everyday life.
Okay, so it's practical.
Very practical. And that connects to another key idea. Simplicity is strength.
How does that fit in?
It's not just about having fewer possessions, although that's part of it. It's about the clarity, the sort of uncluttered path to moral integrity that simplicity allows.
I see. Less noise, more focus.
Precisely. And then there's the constant emphasis on struggling for your ideals, not passively accepting things.
And learning from mistakes. You mentioned that earlier.
Crucial. Transforming every failure, every misstep into a learning opportunity, into growth. That's presented as a really profound template for anyone.
So these aren't just historical ideas about Gandhi.
Not at all. The source really frames them as timeless lessons, deeply relevant for personal growth, for how we build better societies, even today.
Absolutely. It sounds like if you, our listener, have any interest in, say, ethical leadership or deep personal growth.
Or just understanding one of the 20th century's most influential thinkers.
Then the story of my experiments with truth really is a must-read based on this analysis.
Without a doubt. And maybe a final thought to leave you with.
Please.
Consider how that relentless pursuit of truth through personal, often messy experiments, how it included admitting when he got things wrong.
That vulnerability.
Exactly, that vulnerability, that honesty about fallibility, it provides such a potent model for ethical leadership, for integrity, really, in any field.
So the question for us is,
How might embracing our own experiments with truth, being honest about our own learning process, our own stumbles and successes, how might that lead to greater strength, greater impact in our own lives?